Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of Theocritus, and we're having a look at Idyll 1, and I was up to, I think, line 39. So in the earlier part, the two rustics have met, and one of them offers the other various things, including this wondrous cup, and he describes the various things that are constructed in the cup. This is an ekphrasis. It's a lovely example of an ekphrasis, and this is a cup with ivy winding around it, and we've already seen some of the inlaid pieces. These two men who surround a woman who is paying attention to neither of them while they themselves try and get her attention. And then we next have, after that, which is what we're here, tois de meta. So after them we get a te and a te. So a geron gripius, an old gripius is a fisherman, and a lepras petra, a rocky crag, a rugged. Lepras is a nominative adjective here, third declension, so it's a rugged rock. Tetuktai, well, from tuco, has been constructed, perhaps has been carved. So you've got an old fisherman and a craggy rock, a rugged rock has been carved, on which Hopresbus, the old man, this is the fisherman, on which the old man, Spudone, exerting himself, Helke, literally drags a great net as bolon, for the catch, for the throwing out, so perhaps for the cast. So he drags a great net for the cast, for the throwing out into the sea. And oikos, participle, like, and it takes a dative. It is a participle here, so it simply means like to and takes the dative. So like to a man camnonti, labouring. Tokrateron you take as one word, it's adverbial here, so strongly, with all his strength. So so like to a man who is labouring strongly. Phaes ken guion nin hoson stenos elopien. Hodi hoi oidekanti kataukena pantothen ines, kai polio per ionti. Todestenos axion habas. Now we get this is a Homeric expression here. So you would say, literally, him to be fishing, literally, such is the strength of his limbs. So we would say with all the strength of his limbs. So you would say that he was fishing with all the strength of his limbs, hodi, in this way, or perhaps so, the ines, these are the sinews, or perhaps the muscles. Oidekanti is from oidao, is the verb here. Same word you get in Oedipus the king, the swollen foot. Oidao, this is the perfect here. Hoi, dative of the possessor for him. So, for in this way, his muscles, or his sinews, pantothen, on every side, they swell for him, kat aukene, about his neck. So to put that all together, so you would say that he was him to be fishing with all the strength of his limbs. So do the muscles in every direction swell for him about his neck. Kai polio per hionti, although we have kai per in later Greek as one word, but we get it split here. So although takes a dative and the participle here, although him being grey-haired. Todestenos axion hebas, but his strength literally is worthy of youth. So his strength is like that of a youth. Tuthon dehoson apothen. Again, slightly idiomatic expression here. It is a little, how much distance from. So the distance from him is a little, the distance from the old man. In other words, way of saying very close to, so the distance from the old man is small, so so very close to the old man, genitive here, who is worn by the sea-worn old man. Understand there, an aloar. An aloar is a vineyard. Bebrithen is weighed down, literally, so is heavy. Kalon adverbial here, beautifully. Perknaisi staphulaisi. Now there is a variant reading here, we'll just read what's here. Perknos is dusty, or so dark, reddish. And the stufulae, of course, is the cluster of grapes. So very near to the old man worn by the sea is a vineyard, is weighed down beautifully with reddish clusters of grapes. Tain, for hain, relative pronoun agreeing with the aloa, so which a certain small koros for kuros, a certain small boy, Phulasse is guarding, Hamenos sitting, F high massiaisi, on a dry stone wall. Amphidenin, and around Ninfa out on him are two alopekes, and lopekes of course is fox. So there are two foxes, and they're feminine, as you can see from the next bit. So one of them, foite, is, funny word, just to go up and down, to go to and fro. So one of them is wandering about, orchos. Now this of course is the accusative plural from orchos, a row of vines. So one of them is going up and down the row of vines. Sinomena, plundering, tan for tan. Troximon. Now troximon is the edible grapes, the ripe grapes. So one of them is going up and down the rows of vines, plundering the ripe grapes. But the other, so we get a ha-men and ha-de, so the other fox, tukoisa for tukusa, this is the feminine participle, literally applying every trick, so making use of whatever trick she can, so applying every trick. The next line, Fati, she says, perhaps she says to herself, or perhaps even she thinks, or she intends. So she says that now we get prin and prin a. The first prin you don't translate, so that she will not unersen. This is the future infinitive from unhieni, so that she will not give up on, so she will not leave the boy alone. Prine until, now this rest of this bit is actually corrupt and there's no satisfactory readings been put. We just try not to make sense of it as it is. It's literally before kathixe, she causes him to sit, akratiston, having had his breakfast, epixeroisi, literally on dry things. There is a verb aquatidzesthai, from which this must be formed, meaning to have breakfast. So perhaps the sense is that in this para, so she is applying every trick. I forgot to mention the epipara. She is applying every trick on the para in regard to the para, the wallet. So the boy has got food in the wallet, and she's trying every trick she can think of, and will not leave the boy be until she's caused him to sit, having had his breakfast, on dry things. Now perhaps it means that in his wallet, in his para, he's got cheese and other sorts of nice food, and she's going to try and get all of those and just leave him with the bread, the xeroisi, the dried food. And that's about as much as one can say about it, I think. So just to quickly do that again. So she applying every trick, every device against his wallet, or on his wallet. She says she will not leave the boy be until she's caused him to sit, having had his breakfasted on dry food. Auta, very strong but. Hoge is hot plus get, but he, in fact, pleke, he weaves a beautiful acridotheron. This is a cage for crickets, a cricket cage. So he is weaving a beautiful cricket cage with antheriskoisin, with asphodel stalks. F harmosdone participle, fitting it together, skoino, with rush, so with a piece of rush. But meletai is impersonal here. There is a concern hoi for him, neither in any way. So he has no concern at all. Peras must be a genitive here, for his pera, for his wallet, for his little bag of food. So he shows no concern at all for his bag, for his wallet. Ute, nor futon, for the plants. Tosenon hoson, as much as gathe, he rejoices. The peri is probably adverbial here. He rejoices greatly, excessively, plegmati, in his weaving, from pleco. Pante, so that finishes the last of the three images that we have. So it must have been quite an amazing cup. There are, in Gow's commentary, you'll see an attempt to try and draw a picture of such a thing. It's meant to be very, very realistic. It's this is in that Hellenistic style of art, and that's the end of the three images being described. And then panta, in all directions. Remember the story of this cup. The description of the cup began with mention of the ivy, and so this, in the same way as the ivy contains or encircles these pictures, so in the text here we have the acanthos, the ivy, begins the description and now is going to finish it off. So panta, in every direction around the cup. Hugros acanthos, supple acanthus. Peripeptatai, this is from peripetanumi, this is the perfect passive. So in all directions around the cup, the supple acanthus is spread. I think it's normally translated. Petanumi is to fly, so it is caused to fly all around, so is spread all around. And it is an ipolikon thauma. This is from thauma, an amazing thing. And for something that is worth seeing, connected with that verb of seeing. So it is a wondrous thing to see, by polychon, a wondrous goat-herdish thing to see. So a wondrous thing to see for goat-herds, perhaps you could translate that. Teras ke tu thumon atuksai. This is the infinitive from atusdo, to amaze. So it is an incredible thing, a marvel, teras. So it would be, with the ke, it would be a marvel to amaze to you, thumon, in respect of your heart. So it would be a wonderful thing to amaze you in your heart, or to amaze your heart, you might say. To for two, of which the price, so I would say the price of which, onon two, the price of which, or as a price of which, for which ego I, edoka, I gave a eiger, to a goat, to the Kalindnian ferryman. Now this is a place. Kalinda is an island off the coast of Kos. So for it, as a price, I gave a goat to the Kalindnian ferryman, and a great toroenta. Now it's not completely certain exactly what this means, possibly some sort of bread made from cheese, so a great cheese loaf made from white milk. Ude ti popoti kelos emon thigen. Now thigen is from thingano, this is the aorist without augment. Nor yet in any way, so not yet has it touched, thingano, has it touched to my lip, poti for pros. So it has not touched against my lip, but still Katai it lies, akranton, well this is uncontaminated, unstained, so pure, it hasn't been used. To katumala profrone, gladly, in fact it's mala profrone, very gladly I would please, from this is an optative here, so I would very gladly please you, to, with it, if you, dear friend, might sing, that's with the ka, you might sing the song, the desired hymn, the desired song. And nor am I mocking you, nor am I making fun of you. So I'm serious about it, I'll give it to you. Potage, come then, Ogathi, O my good man. For utipa, not in any way at all will you guard, in fact, the song in Hades, which causes forgetfulness. So, for certainly you cannot carry the oidan, the song, into Hades, so you cannot keep it safe in Hades, which causes forgetfulness. And now at this stage we'll finish this video, but in the next stage we'll hear the song of Thyrsis.